here, and it's on the side of X7, it's on the side of Tempt. I love seeing it in the hands of an aggressive team, an aggressive mid laner. I'm really excited for this, but that was quite obvious.
I'm giving them a solid 6 out of 10 on skin choice here. They could have
yeah.
gone. I'm wearing the Star Guardian top today. They could have gone Star Guardian for me.
So I do have a tier list on skins. The Prestige one is only good to show that you have a lot of money you spent on the skin.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wow, I spent all of these Prestige points when it first released. Don't ask me how much I spent on it. But
it's the flex skin.
It is absolutely that.
It's not actually that nice.
No, it's not. It's better than it was when it was released, which looked a little bit more urine colored. It was slightly not so good, but they changed away from that. That's good. Much more palatable at this point. But okay, let's actually talk a little bit about the comps and how they're going to work. Obviously, you see that the Ori's gone for Ignite. Oh, wait, level 1s, yeah. I guess I don't get to talk about this stuff. It's just, okay, just a couple of steps.
No, I thought he was walking into death there for a brief moment.
If that was a Nautilus, maybe it would have been.
Oh, my word.
Oh, my gosh. They actually have Ignite, too. This is actually potentially dangerous. Blows a pot for it.
That's actually a big win.
It is.
That's actually a really big win.
Because, once again, we have double enchants in the bot side. That is very important. All of these micro advantages very much help these lanes, particularly when you have an enchanter into an engager. The engager will often they'll blow their pots early to get wave control. In Enchanter versus Enchanter, similar things can happen if you take one bad trade. You just pop all your pots just to get some wave shove to get a good reset. Now, losing some HP, losing that pot, losing both pots level 1, as much as Aztor and Abigail have been a great bot lane, because Sing and Nata get themselves a very free advantage level 1.
Oh, and they're just going to take this trade as well with the Rockets, knowing that pots aren't there for Abigail and Aztor getting pretty low, because Sing's going to get ignited, actually, as they're getting a lot of damage off the flash forwards. Nata chasing it. There it is. First blood, just like that for X7.
And it starts from that level 1. It might not have been walking into death in the tri-brush. It is just as the waves meet. This bot lane, these carries, they have been so important to their teams. An X7 strike first in a critical matchup.
Yes, this is really, really impactful, actually, for them down here. You want this Jinx to get ahead. You want this Aphelios to get ahead. And Nata's going to get that nice start here. Now, we are seeing Tempt getting bullied a little earlier here. Obviously, few changes to Ari's healing on the passive, but we'll watch the replay and then let you talk about it.
Okay, so this is after all the pots have been blown. We know that all the summoners are up, but there's one set of pots ticking. There's one which certainly isn't. And Abigail just takes a couple of steps too far forward, gets punished for it. And then as soon as the Excited gets popped, Azador's like, yep, okay, that's probably the aim. Fight over at that point.
That was the most Chad flash from Kasing. He's ignited, and he just flashes into the next bush for the auto attack. Absolutely beautiful stuff there. Jaeger's got a nice shove here into Petruska in the top side of the map. You can see though, Aero is actually doing a really, really good job of keeping Tempt underneath that tower and really dominating over there.
So when you get to about level 7, things change at this point. Ari's Q ratio has been upgraded, so you don't even clear from level 9 now, and you don't even need to build, you don't even need to take runes on your secondary that help you clear minions. I used to take a lot of sorcery when I was playing the champion. A lot of people do Materializer from the Inspiration instead. Either way, you can take Time Warp, Tonic, and Bistics now. You see those biscuits in inventory, and Tempt is very happy to stay in lane. You're right, there isn't as much healing on level. So there used to be a thing you could do, as I get a little bit nerdy about this. At level 2, you could get a full minion wave heal from your Q, because you used to W 3 times at level 1, kill one minion off the second wave, get quite a decent heal. You can't do that anymore because it's based off of the minions killed. And Victor is really strong at level 1 and level 2, so he can trade with you very heavily before you get a big heal off your first passive. So Aero keeping control of the lane. It's not really led to anything so far, and Decidere makes the first move in bot.
Nata's been jumped onto. He's burnt both the summoner spells, the traps are down, but this is going to be the end of the Jinx. An easy kill for Decidere.
Okay, so Decidere gets right on the board, first kill. We know that this champion does have the ability to run into the lanes, press the attack, very good early damage as well. Has a very time-efficient time of things too, is going to potentially give up both scuttles. Not the biggest thing as it was in previous seasons, but still, it's advantage traded between jugglers, as words fail me.
Dora, they fail me. They fail me regularly. Haru will spot out his counterpart in Decidere, and it's going to be the crab over to Haru. As gonna be able to pick this one up, and I'm just kind of taking stock of where everything is on the map and what's going on. Obviously got the dragon spawning up fairly soon. Neither jungle is really set up for it, but there's a really nice amount of vision placed down by the side of X7. It did cost Harry his life.
It did.
Nata, sorry, his life.
Yes, it's kind of cost Nata their life, but then you look at the double scuttle wards either side of mid. NYYRIKKI have managed to at least get some bot side vision, which is really important because whenever you play any AP assassin, but particularly Ahri with the huge amount of target accessibility, with be able to jump in 3 times, get a kill, and dash back out. If you give over deep vision to start running at something like a Volibear, which is not a tanky champion, you have some amount of ability to brawl. If Xin Zhao finds a target, Ahri flies in. If they have the vision to safely know who's around there, you're likely to get snowballed on. I love the fact that Tempt has picked up the early Dark Seal. Very important for Ahri. In this kind of game, there isn't a huge amount of dedicated lockdown, so you're likely to get in and get out. You're not going to be losing those stacks very easily. And if you have one good fight, that's a potential Medjai's. I think Tempt is built according to my plan anyway.
All right, let's talk a little bit about mid. I know we've been wanting to do it. Everybody brace yourself. Namira's about to go. Ahri versus Victor. What do we make of this lane?
So I actually think this matchup has gotten a lot better for Ahri because this is more towards the Season 5 to 8 state of affairs where you don't have to land your charm for damage amp. So what you can do, you can dash in with an RW auto for the electrocute, chuck a Q out there, even use a second charge of your ult to get that backswing or guaranteed on target. At that point, if you have enough damage without your charm to really force them to take defensive action, you can wait for them to flash first and then flash follow, or ult follow, which means that they don't have as much ability to dodge that charm. They get charmed back into you when you have a second round of a W or a Q or something like that. That is a huge amount of damage. Very difficult for Victor to deal with. The only play pattern which he really wants to go towards is like maybe 2-3 items onwards. He dumps his whole combo on you and he hopes he kills you first.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I like this matchup. You have the Ignite there too. And particularly when you have snowballed around the early game or you have a good amount of vision, very hard for Victor to play out the game in the front to backs that he loves playing in.
Alrighty, well, looks like Desadre actually hanging around here in this lane. He's not got, well, he does have flash, but I don't think he was going to close that gap, so it's going to be okay.
So we've talked about all these lanes, but you know we have to stop in on top lane as well because there's the Fiora on the map. So what this means is that we're likely going to have potential hull breaker coming in from Nard just to survive in the 1v1. Buffing up cannon minions is also a non-trivial point too. It makes it much easier to do with the wave clip. That is an ult, that's a stun.
That's a stun in response though. Jaeger able to jump out. I'm amazed Petruska didn't actually hang around for a bit more on that.
I think it's just because the stun had already come out, would have to commit that flash, even with the healing field. I think that once you've gone back into mini-Nard, the ability to throw out the boomerang, the slow kite around.
Oh no, Nata, you're in trouble. Nata. The wild growth isn't there. He might find it around. Oh wow, Nata gets the damage off, flashes away. Abagnale not going to even get
the shield!
Look at the shielding. Abagnale nowhere to go, and is going to give the kill over. I think Sing might be able to pick this one up. Bit of a heal just to make sure. How the hell did Nata live?
Well, Sing flashed in front of the Karma Q. Absolute hero play for Sing at the end of that play. In X7's bot lane, they're here to fight. Sidero flashes in, but Tempt ults out.
Spirit Rush to safety, still has 2 charges left, and might be looking to go in once again. Has that charm, lands it onto the Sadre just for a bit more damage, but not going to use that 3rd charge. Let's have a look at this bot lane.
I love that these teams have turned up to really brawl. When you get the ult Q for that slow, you're like, okay, this is getting a little bit dangerous now. Heals down on top of the Ignite. Don't even get the full value out of that, but this is normally what you see out of 2v2s. If you're engaged onto, the best thing you can do is Sing with such a hero play. But what you want to do is turn around immediately onto the enemy AD carry. That's the person you realistically want damage onto, particularly around this level. Abagnale
the charm comes in from Tempt, and Abagnale going to be burning down. That's the kill for Tempt. Has that next dash available, trying to get out, but not going to be able to do so as Kasing now chasing in. The gravity field slows him down, but here comes Nata. The cavalry has arrived, and Desadre is going to get cooked. Slowly but surely, this Jinx damage is just going to stack up as Nata gets the 3rd kill for their Jinx.
Okay, so that's 1-for-1, all things said and done. You can see that once again, Desidere trying to get involved. Starts off with Abagnale, leaving that bot lane, but they just blew their flash on the bot side. Tempt with the charm flash, cancelling the animation. Locks him down for long enough with the Ignite involved to get that kill. I mean, I do think this is the right choice to commit even further from the side of NYYRIKKI. I think that otherwise this is probably going to just go from bad to worse because Desidere had already committed at that point. So at least Aero is on the same page as the rest of the team. Does turn up in a 1-for-1 though, and if you're giving another kill over to that Jinx, when this is probably coming down to a 4v4 with the split pushers trying to outdo each other at some point, gold on the Jinx is terrifying for the side of NYYRIKKI to deal with.
It's really, really scary, actually. Got the Gale Force finished up while we look over on Azator. Oh, that's a little painful, isn't it? Those items are a while away from coming in and finishing up his own Gale Force. It looks like with this Rift Herald on Haru, might be looking just to open up the
There's no flash and arrow now, and there is the
bit.
Spirit Rush. There's a chance we see a flash in from Jin Zhao. Haru seems to be wise to it, though. Has a Karma on the wings. See if this erupts into an odd 2v2.
Tem's not hard shoving. He's going to Spirit Rush forward, look for the charm. Can he land it? No, it goes wide. They get the free Talon Strike, and Tem's making sure he's able to pick the kill. Oh! Down. What a pick by Abinel, and now Haru all on their lonesome. Will not get out as he is mauled to death, and the rocket will just swing by.
It's just a bit of a salute to the failed play from X7. They're trying to play in around the mid-jungle 2v2. I think that is the right call. I think there are lots of abilities to play this through, but as it comes through it, I mean, Tempt goes in, tries to force Arrow to do a swift sidestep, and he does. That charm hits, that's a kill, that's a reset, it's a heal, it's everything, but by the slimmest of margins, that passive does not activate. An extra charge does not come through, and it's 2 dead for the X7 imported superstar mid-jungle. NYYRIKKI putting them to shame.
Really did. Absolutely wonderful stuff there. They were able to dodge away on that charm. Is pretty much what decided that play. As NASA is going to try and get a bit of a shove in underneath this tower. Should be able to get at least 1 plate here. Maybe not. Abinel, too scary. 0 free Karma.
I mean, have you ever played
against, there you go.
You ever played against Karma in a laning phase? That's what happens.
You never seen my Karma in laning phase. It ain't impressive.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Nope.
I long for the day where we get your main of LeBlanc support back. That was the Season 3 special. Maybe one day. I managed to pull out Ari support every so often. Not sure it's as easy for your champion.
No, not so good. LeBlanc kind of needs gold and kills and snowballing.
Okay, well, talking of gold, kills, and snowballing, Haru was going to be in the mid lane with that Herald. They tried to crush down that tower. They are now, obviously, after that failed play, gone towards putting it in the bot side. Giving gold over to Jinx, absolutely not a negative thing anyway.
M's in the wings.
Is also there. Looks like NYYRIKKI are in a safe enough spot, though. No engage to come through from X7.
Yeah, not going to get a second charge out. Herald goes a little bit too low, but this can translate into a second dragon for X7, while Jaeger actually able to pick a plate up on the top side. Already used that ultimate, same for Petruska, so they're just been trading ultimates up there. Been a bit of a scrap fest, and Tem's got 3 people in their lane. Does land the charm, and it's going to do a fair amount of damage to that volley bear, but Sadre able to get out. Dragon secured for X7. Infernal Soul. That is not something to sniff at for the side of Ari. Yeah. Absolutely needed.
So one of the bonuses for NYYRIKKI at least is that there's less bushes to hide in and less ways to deny vision from this very high dive assassin-y comp from the side of X7 with the Ari and the Jin Zhao trying to pop up with the Jinx Soul. That's a bonus,
yeah,
but it is still a huge amount of damage tacked onto all of their combos. If you do get that Soul, suddenly you've got the old school Ari not actually having to hit any skill shots, never mind the charm, and just kind of running you down at the same point. But we'll have to see, of course, whether X7 can stick the landing on those objective fights. I mean, we saw Singularity early in the day, not able to do so after getting such an early Soul point. Of course, X7, very different caliber of team on the completely other end of the standings, but just another thing to keep your eyes on. Astor is on that Ophelos. We've seen how much work he can do with that from even worse deficits.
Yeah.
It's not a done deal yet.
No, not at all. But I do worry. You got a very fed Jinx.
Yes.
And I think, NYYRIKKI have to be very careful about that. And this is also...
I'm slightly concerned.
It's a fed Jinx on the top team in the league.
Yes.
Which is terrifying. And then, Temps, it's been a pretty decent Ari game. Got the Everfrost now finished up. I've spoken to you a bunch about Ari builds as of late.
And we're gonna talk about it even more. I'm not a fan of Everfrost Ari. I don't think it achieves that much. I think particularly in a game like this as well, where Volibear doesn't scale well as a tank, you have 2 carry assassination threats. Magic Pen is very important. You are the sole AP damage on your team. I think this should be a Luden's game. I think it should be a Magi second. I feel like you can get optimal damage that way. They haven't gone for it though. And what they are doing is they're doing a whole lot of damage in the top 2v2.
They are indeed. Harry actually jumps in into Sadre. Going to come in to try and turn it around. The plates have gone, and whoa! That was a lot of damage. Azator burning everything to try and find the kill, but the Wild Growth will shut him down. And X7 get the tower, and they get out scot-free.
Oh, but he does get his cull popped. So victory to Azator. Okay, he loses his flash, doesn't trade it for Nata's flash. It is going to be healed down from both AD carries. You would have hoped for a little bit more from NYYRIKKI, and X7 still get themselves another outer tower down. So X7 need to try and crack that mid lane out of turret now. That's the next big thing for them. Second, Herald, typically the tool to do so, and they're taking that without a contest.
And I mean, the big thing is, let's look at those inventories. Yes, that cold did pop for Azator, but I mean, this Jinx is almost on Bloodthirster.
Yep.
Azator hasn't even finished at the Gale Force, hasn't even got the crit cloak for the Gale Force. So it's not even just the components and combining it. Now has finally finished it up. That co obviously helping towards that. But I'd like to have a little look at the individual golds right now, just to see where we're at. Because
look at that. It's 2 towers worth of plates. It's first tower. It's 10 plates split between a couple of people. That is a monumental gold lead for an AD carry early on.
Yeah, but also top lane. There's a lead for Jaeger. Jaeger's got the Hole Breaker as well, finished up on the Gnar, while Petrovska actually went for the Gore Drinker as their first item. So Jaeger's just going to be really, really hard to deal with in the side lanes for at least a little while longer for Petrovska.
And this is one of the... So we've seen a couple of regions really pick up Hull Breaker and Aplomb, because what you will see is one person build Hull Breaker and the other top lane go, hey, this is a bit unfair. This doesn't feel right. Why aren't they taking any damage? Why can't I kill their cannon minions? Why are they killing my towers? And then you kind of feel like you have to respond with your own one. Obviously, Fiora is a champion that is more than happy with building that kind of item too. But I think this is very, very heads up from Jaeger, because they know that they're winning the 4v4 right now, particularly with the Jinx being so strong and them having better engage options.
Yeah.
So just securing your 1v1 and saying, nope, shutting this Fiora out the game, already playing well in that 1v1. I think that's very, very heads up. Considering potentially going for a dive. But this, even with the poke, the lifesteal from Nata is becoming very relevant right now.
Lifesteal and shields. Sadre has been seen. Nata is going to be a fair amount of damage there, but Desadre takes a bunch back in return as Haru comes forward. There's the Gale Force, there's the traps, there's the kill. Haru gets the kill, the Moonlight Vision goes wide. Look at that Everfrost into the rocket dump, into a double kill. Temps looking to try and find a little bit more additional damage, not going to be able to do so, but the charge comes down. And it's a double kill over to Haru. Haru wants the triple, but will eat a lot of damage from that ultimate. And Temp now going to get cooked a little bit themselves as the tower goes down, and they're going to find an additional charge in the mid lane. Petrovska going 1v1 versus Jaeger, but Jaeger about to Gnar out, about to try and turn this one around, gets the excited proc, and now Petrovska has to be oh so careful. 2 towers dead in the mid.
What do we say? X7 winning 4v4.
They got a third charge.
Winning 1v1 in topside 2. Where does this start? It starts with the superior engage option of Haru going in first. Pops the ultimate. Well, doesn't even need to pop it at the start of it. And okay, fair play for all my love of Ludens. You get a double Everfrost at that point for setup with the rest of the team. You're justifying that pick. Really helps snowball that point. Of course, with the massive chunk onto Aero after that point, he can't stand and defend this, even though you're trading so many health bars for it. Getting the triple charge off, very important. Haru is caught on the other end of it.
Things coming in, he comes in with the wild growth, he's alive! Azator
the reset
down, and here comes the resets. Double kill coming in for Tent, and the Ahri popping off for the side of X7, 3-2, but Nata 5-1 on the Jinx as well. X7 are alive.
Oh, Nata getting excited. Ahri getting the extra spirit rushes. It starts with Haru on the wrong end of this trade. Once again going, hey, let's go in. This is going to be a great time, but doesn't have the Crescent Guard at this point. Desidere gets a decent amount of damage. The Sentinel part of that ult, but somehow survives because of the follow-up damage. The supporting cast towards the tip of the spear, the Xin Zhao, coming up so strong. And X7 running away with rampant skirmishes.
Yeah, X7 really starting to pop off. And this is that 4v4 you were talking about at the beginning of the game. Top laners aren't even bothering interacting. They're just dealing with wherever the teams aren't. And now it is actually top lane.
There's the charm.
Oh, into the Everfrost. Oh, no! Haru on a killing spree. And once again, a Moonlight Vigil going wide from Azator. And it looks like Temp might be looking for another charm here. Not going to fall all the way in as shielding comes in from Kasing. That Orbital Deception did quite a lot of damage considering that there was a siphoning shield. I can't remember the key. Siphoning something.
Power Siphon, that one.
That's the one.
Might be siphoning some life off for Haru in the mid lane. That's a great Crescent Guard. Knocks him back.
That was brilliant. That was an absolutely brilliant one. Jaeger going 1v1, but Petrovska able to bop him into the wall. Petrovska seeing if he can find the turnaround, but he's got the procs, and Petrovska has to run away. The team are coming in to try and back up, and Jaeger needs to be very, very careful. Desadre trying to chase and see if he can find that maul, but not going to get it. 4-12 is the kill. Look at that cold lead. 9,019 minutes.
And this is prime X7 now, because we knew they could skirmish, and they were very good from a gold lead. It's actually just the last week or two that they've had a couple of dull moments, having to flash away, and 0 and 6 on the Karma. This is not a composition where you can overstep your bounds much. After losing so much in the early 2v2, it really felt like the Karma's purpose had been very muted after that point. Now suddenly you don't have your Karma in position to fight this Baron, and with the Gnar playing the block, it seems like X7 very happy to pull NYYRIKKI into it.
Yeah, and Jaeger's actually joining up with the team. Gnar about to time out, so won't have that. As Jaeger just wants to play zoning duty. Desadre, can we have another hero play from a jungler? Can he get over the wall? He's already chunked and Jaeger is zoning. Desadre can't get even close because Sing is going very low. Azador taken down into the pit. Desadre goes. The spikes won't come in. And the Baron is secured for X7. It was an honorable attempt, but it has gone so wrong as Tempt looks to take down Petroska. Has run out of charm stacks though. So Petroska able to get out, and X7, Baron in pocket, and a couple of kills to go with it.
They put NYYRIKKI to the sword. They find one flash blow on the Karma. They understand that NYYRIKKI are not in a position to approach the objective in the way that they want to. They force them over the fire and they burn them. X7 rolling over to a dominant win.
This could... No, this can't be game.
I mean, it might not be the Nexus falling, but that's the play which seals the game. You have a 13,000 gold lead. You have an insane amount of gold to spend on this reset. I don't see a way that X7 could throw this game. It would have to be truly catastrophic.
I'm going to be real with you. I don't think that was what won the game. I think the game has been won for a little bit longer than that. Let's have a look at it again, though, because honestly, Desadre, hats off to you. This was so close.
You have to, and I think it gets within about 100 HP. Flash in there, you're looking for that 900. Or what HP does he end up dying? He is 200 or to 100 HP on the Baron away from potentially smiting it.
He didn't smite it as well, so like if that Jinx was like a little bit less fed, there was a world where he was able to take that, and that could have, you know, I don't think that flips the game because of the gold lead, but that definitely buys time, right?
It's a feel-good moment at the very least, and potentially you can get out with another 3 people alive at that point.
Yeah.
Well, and as you're saying, the game has been very much in X7's favor for most of it, but it feels like this is probably going to be the death blow. This is going to be the one which is going to put this one to bed. Jaeger now in a, well, send more people, NYYRIKKI, why don't you? You've got 3 people on the top side, 1v3, an even fight. 4th person turns up, Jaeger's going mega.
He's about to go all big Gnar, jumps over Desadre's head. And that is a sad state of affairs for NYYRIKKI.
Insult to injury. Absolute insult to injury. Gets out with buying so much attention towards the top side. 4-man unit of X7 on the bot side, dominant as always, crushing through a tower, taking more territory.
And down goes the inhibitor. Harry jumps into the face of multiple members, uses the Crescent Guard. As look at the damage from Nata. The Gale Force will secure the first kill. There's the second. 3 members have already crumbled down as Petroska is going oh so low. They continue to chase. Nata comes in with a double kill, just like that. And NYYRIKKI are doing everything to hold on to the waves. There's a lot of chakrams charged up, but there's no front line. And Nata has the Jinx. They find themselves a shutdown, but the Jinx is getting a little bit more damage. The stopwatch is absolutely massive to save his life. Kasing tanking tower shot, and Azador able to find a kill onto Kasing. The towers though are going to get fired onto. Jaeger is going to jump forward, but this should just be it. NYYRIKKI need a miracle. Everybody is back alive, but the Nexus is under fire, and all they can do is maybe take out Jaeger in response, but he will get locked in place. Down goes the Nexus in an absolute slaughter. X7 proved to us